Good day, Merry Meet. My name is Glennis. I'm the Witch of Whitetail Hollow. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here, gosh, hit the subscribe button and join us and join me. And if you're returning, well, thank you. It's so nice to have you again. I just wanted to make as quick a video as I can using my Florida water that I gave you the recipe for, I believe, about a week ago. It should be just about ready for you guys to strain. And now this is from the Florida water that I've made before. Of course, I still have mine kind of brewing there, but I put a little bit of it in this clear glass container so you can see it. Now, if you want to, if you think this is too dark for you or for your purposes, you can always mix a little bit of spring water, holy water, moon water, water, whatever you have if you think this, but I like to use mine just like this. And what I've got here is I've got a container that I've put a little bit of the water in here. And I'm going to do, I'm going to go through it, like I said, as quickly as possible, just a few ways, because there's so incredibly, terribly many ways to use Florida water. But when you should use Florida water for your hands before you do any kind of ritual, any kind of spell, I should say. There is one example that, as far as using Florida water and your magic is concerned, if you are in fact practicing, please do not use Florida water before you are doing any kind of negative or baneful work. Florida water and you coming in to ritual, like I'm getting ready to come into ritual in the next few days using this. I'm not really quite sure if you can see it. It doesn't matter, because it will not be up on YouTube. But because you don't want, let's see, how can I put this? You don't want anything that can aid you in your negative work be repelled at the intention that this Florida water brings. And of course, the Florida water is going to repel any kind of negativity. It's going to, just basically cleanse you, your crystals, your space. But let's kind of, but if you do decide that you are going to do something baneful, not that I'm encouraging you now, hey, but if you do decide that you're going to do it, the only time using Florida water is appropriate is to put a little bit in a jar, get your ground eggshells, take a little bit of it, if I can get this open, take a little bit of it, your ground eggshells, if I can, put it in here, make yourself a little paste with your ground eggshells and your Florida water. That's all you need, because especially if you know that something negative is going to be coming into your space, your home, and especially near your personal body, and all you need to do is get a little bit of it on your finger and at the base of your neck here. Rub your eggshell and your Florida water right here, because if anything comes into your space, then that's the first spot that it will enter. So just throwing that out there. But you can use your Florida water again in a small bowl. I've got a few new crystals here, and you can't use every crystal in liquid, but in these particular ones I can. And basically it's just a matter of placing them in it and charging with your intention to protect, to amplify their properties, to protect you, do your job, because basically that's what you're telling them, to do their job, and whatever negativity that they could have encountered in transit to the store or however you came about them will be released and will be washed away. What I do also is if I have a talisman or an amulet or something like this keychain here, of course the pentacle is going to protect me anyway, but every once in a while I will put it right in here and to cleanse it, because I mean it is in my purse and it does stay in my purse, and although no one really touches my keys or my talisman or my amulets, it in a way the Florida water recharges it. But I usually keep it in an amber bottle. And what I do is, and you have to think about your daily life, that, and depending on your job and what it is that you do, I'm exposed to, as far as work is concerned, I'm exposed to maybe 2 or 3, depending on what I'm doing, 2 or 3 maybe different individuals. If I'm out shopping for a client or whatever, or just for myself, I do encounter some very negative, nasty people. And I don't know whether they mean to be or not. Maybe they've been in retail too long. I don't know. But I encountered one not long ago, and she probably was my age, maybe a little bit older, and she could have cared less if she was there or not. All she wanted to do was gather everything that I had up, throw it in one bag, and send me on my way. And I had to ask her very kindly to, could you kind of separate these bags, simply because one thing could have gotten really incredibly damaged. And she didn't say thank you, goodbye, nothing. And I probably could have complained about it, but instead all I wanted to do was get away from her. And whatever mojo's got her down, because I certainly don't need it, neither do you. But which is why a little container like this, although I would prefer it to be glass, the bottom line is it's, if you're traveling, like I travel a lot lately here, I will definitely put some in travel size, take it with me. I'll spray it in my hotel room. And again, depending on who I encounter, because you have to think every time you go out to eat, who's cooking your food, who's handling your food, where you're sitting in someone else's space who may have not been in a good place right before you were there. So at the end of the day, I mean, you can add it to your bath water if you like, but at a bare minimum, I have a hanky, just spray a little bit. This one doesn't want to spray. This one will spray. Spray a little bit of it in your hanky. If you're, and again, if you're going about your workday and you just can't carry a big container, just spray some in a hanky. And throughout the day, again, start with the back of your neck. If you feel like, yeah, something's off, you know when something's off. Just begin with the back of your neck, and all you got to do is give it a go, and just okay, and maybe ask your God or your goddess to release you from such negativity. I know I do on a regular basis, and I definitely cleanse myself on a regular basis. But that's another video. But spray it into your hanky. Put it in a plastic bag. If you just can't carry a spray bottle, or reluctant to carry a spray bottle in your purse or your car or whatever, and it'll stay moist. Just zip it up, tuck it in your car, your purse, whatever, or when you're traveling. I definitely do. You also can do a spiritual bath. You can always use this in your bath, just on a daily basis. Like I said, just to kind of wash over you and get rid of that. You may, from time to time in some of my videos, and I think I do it subconsciously, you might see me going, oh, heck with that person. Well, there's a reason why I'm brushing that bad juju off. I mean, that's the best that I can explain it. But as far as a spiritual bath, take rue, rosemary, basil. And I think that I've already given you this recipe, but I'll remind you one more time. considering that we're as far as our lunar phase is, we're going into a negative state in a few days, and so you don't know what's going to be thrown at you, near you. I mean, people walk around negative, and I mean, I'm a total empath, and I pick up on it. So that's one reason why I definitely cleanse. But rue, rosemary, basil, put a pot of hot water. Don't boil your herbs, but put the herbs in there, let them steep, and strain them, let it cool, strain them, and add this to your bath water, and any way that you see that you want to use it as. And for those of you who may from time to time, or you may do it on a regular basis, participate in a seance, definitely take the larger bottle of Florida water with you, not only for yourself but everyone else participating, because again, you're bringing in things that you don't know what's coming. I mean, again, once you open that door, you don't know what's going to come walking through there. So I haven't participated in a seance in a very long time, but not that I wouldn't, I definitely would. But again, that's just one of those things that I'm sure that everyone would probably appreciate, you bringing some Florida water, just, just a little spray in your hands, before and after, absolutely. And if you read tarot for your, maybe for yourself, you might do it for a friend, you may do it for clients, whatever way you do tarot. I personally don't. That's not how I read, but those that you do it for clients, and especially in a setting where you've got clients coming through, take 5 minutes. And again, you don't want to spray this right on your cards, but you can use a cloth and wipe yourself, wipe your tarot deck, and where your clients were sitting, your area, and just, spray it in the air and cleanse that, because people bring in energy. Sometimes you it clings to you maybe a little bit. So that way it just kind of releases off of your being. That's the best way that I can describe it, is to kind of just shake it off and just shake it off. But if you're new here, I want to remind you guys, I do have a giveaway going on. I've got, so far, the names right here. I'm one person shy of drawing for my giveaway. I'm hoping Fanny, I'm not sure if she's in the window. She's waiting. Fanny's waiting. She wants so badly to draw a name for you guys. And you know what? I'm hoping we can catch her when she's awake. But thank you again for joining me, and hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, join me, and thank you again. And with that, I will say merry part, and I hope to merry meet again. Bye, guys.